Oh, and then also thing is, I want to put like a nice little playlist.
Yeah, like some royalty free shit.
Mainly Persona stuff too.
See, I'm cool. I'm 100%.
Dude,
100%.
because I hold on, I just heard that like there's some good remake. I was like, right, this.
Dude, I was listening to that track you put on the intro video you put up on YouTube. I was like, yeah, this is
Is that? Ooh, crap! You did such a good job. Like I said, we'll work on that too. Like a good playlist, nice chill vibes. You know, this is just like the end. But anyways, this is a lot more. Right. There we go. Go away. Alright, cool. So, alright, now after all the technical difficulties, we'll officially start the podcast. At what time is it? 12:26? Okay, cool. So first off, we'll start with our good homie here, and if you want gamer tag or real name or both.
I mean, I'll just use my gamer tag. I mean, I usually go by a BG Goku on most platforms. And a variation of that, a BG Goku 08 or something along those lines. If you guys just want to shorten it to Goku or whatever makes sense for you guys. And just a good friend of Greatest Gamer here, I suppose. I mean, we really just started to progress things forward with getting more together in person and things like that. So but he was actually a customer of mine. For those of you, obviously you don't know, but I'm the assistant manager of the local GameStop in this area. So just met him through the store. A lot of cool vibes there. We always have really good conversation, and we've been talking about doing something like this for a while. I'm not the biggest social media guy. I'm not really like active everywhere or anything like that, so this is really kind of my first venture into something like this. I mean, to be able to hang out and talk about cool topics, I'm all for it. So that's good enough.
Yeah, no, you're good. We straight vibing in here, dude. And you already mentioned the GameStop and everything.
Yeah. I've been doing that for about 5 years now. 5 years. It's been some time.
Oh, and of course, quick shout out to our boys. So thanks to everyone for coming out. Kugla, thanks for the shout out, and Hazmam, of course, big supporter of the group, and of course Mod. And right now he says actually Persona 6A, it's about time adults take the leading role. This is only a rumor. This is
this looks like fan art, man. Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah. So right now it's a lot of things in working in progress. This is why I like to call it a vibe cast. We're just vibing, chilling, things we already do. Nothing too. I mean, it's good. It's a nice, good pro vibe. Dude, I feel like you have a really good voice for podcasting.
It's funny because back in high school, I had to do for one of my English courses, we had to do like a radio broadcast project.
I don't know about.
And everybody was like, dude, you have to be the one that reads the everything. And my teacher was like, yeah, you got a voice for this. And I'm like, everyone tells me stuff like that. I don't notice it. It's my voice.
I mean, I get you. There's stuff that I get for random and not even say this. But so what about, okay, so what was your, like, right now, what is your experience like saying like games, right? Like how many games do you play? What's the specific genre you like?
Oh hell. Huge RPG guy. JRPGs are probably my passion. I also love action games. I'm not gonna pretend to be MLG pro at God knows anything. I'm a filthy casual. Fuck it. But I mean, I enjoy a lot of stuff like action games. As I said, RPGs. A lot of stuff from Japan, obviously. But I play a little bit of everything except FPSs. I will openly say that's really not my jam. I discovered I was trash at a very young age at FPS games at GoldenEye. Good times, but nah, I'm good.
so like how many FPSs do you even play like a year then?
I don't play any.
Oh, so like straight up.
It's just not my genre. The last one I really enjoyed was probably early high school days, stuff like Halo. Really enjoyed playing those kind of games back then. I don't mess with it, but I play so much stuff. Like when I have time. As I've come to realize as I've gotten older, having time to play all these games starts to diminish, but I still enjoy the crap out of it.
Goddamn luxury, bro.
It is, man. It is, dude.
Alright, cool. And as far as RPGs, like, how if you say you're a normie, like, okay, let's put it this: do you know what the three big JRPGs or turn-based JRPGs? Let me ask you as a tribute. What are the three?
If I had to guess, I'd probably say Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy.
You got those two?
The third, I don't know. There's a lot of other turn-based series. Those are probably the biggest two in Japan. I would guess.
The third one is Shin Megami Tensei.
I was gonna say Shin Megami Tensei, but I'm like, I feel like that's more of a recent development. If that makes any sense, I feel like that's popped off so much more in recent history with stuff like Persona
Right, but it
4
is
or
considered like I said, it's the OG. It's not as popular as the other two,
Right.
but it is one of the OGs. I mean, heck, Persona. I mean, obviously one of the bigger ones,
Right.
especially over in the West and
Right.
Japan. Like, I mean, dude, you know you're a unique one when you started the school trend before anyone was on.
widely known, but it still wasn't like hella mainstream. 5 really put it on the main, you know.
Yeah, I feel I can agree with that, but I feel like 4 definitely was like it was there. Like
No, 100%, 100. I would say like obviously in the gaming, you know, in that space or like the anime community.
right, and then
5 basically was just like it was there.
5 is like if you've never heard of Shin Megami Tensei, Persona, anything, it was like that game.
Yeah, I feel like just like by the end of 4, there were so many spin-offs, and because the thing is, when 4 initially released, there wasn't so much, right? But I mean, it was good, and then when it came to the Vita, that's when it really kicked off.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
dancing game actually helped a lot, and Arena, the 2 spin-offs actually helped. Then Persona 5 came, so it's like, oh, I like the anime, this or that. Like 5
Yeah,
was just a
I mean,
culmination of everything that 4 built
4 was
up.
the first time they got an anime series too. You know, you had a lot of stuff that spanned from 4.
good. All right. Everyone, big sorries for the goddamn stream tweaking. I blame everyone, especially Obama. So annoying.
Hey man, this is a practice,
Hazamov
guys.
Pretty much.
said. Now it works.
Yeah. Big thanks, Hazma, for
Stream
sticking
numbers.
around, dude. But
Said.
actually, shut up. We don't need.
Greatest gamer zero.
That's a song. What are your thoughts?
Oh, dude, it's always good.
Dude, Shin Megami music's so goddamn
Is
good.
it Shoji Meguro?
I think it is. I think it is.
Yeah, I mean
But
his.
I actually look back. He didn't really start till P3. A lot of the other Shin Megami games aren't, but they still kind of have a similar
Really?
vibe.
Really? Because like Turn sounds like him too.
Dude.
Like that's all right. Well, he really I mean,
I think it's something that the artists have agreed unanimously to stick with, just like a certain vibe, you know?
now have they always been using like the same female vocalist? I think. Yeah.
There's some. I looked into it. There's like 3 different vocalists, but she's the main one, and same with the one who writes the lyrics. The guy who raps the rap lyrics for 3. He's also one of those
Now
writers.
that's Lotus Juice. if
Yeah,
I'm not-
Lotus Juice,
Dude,
yeah.
his shit is so good.
Good. Right.
His shit is so good. Man, like it's crazy that this Japanese franchise has stuff like such a hip hop like soul kind of like ish kind of sound to it in ways like that's something you wouldn't expect from like the JRPG, and
No.
they really took it and fucking.
But okay, definitely an RPG. And see, that's the thing. The fact that you do know this, I mean, how much experience do you have with Shin Megami Tensei?
I'm not gonna pretend like I have a lot.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, it started like a friend introduced me to. All right, so little setup for this was I don't know how many of you have been around since fucking G4, but
God,
I used to watch it, and there was a review on Persona 3 Portable that they were doing, and it showed like the setting, the whole high school setting, you know, the after school badassery where you're fighting demons and all that crazy shit. And then I'm seeing these kids put gun to their heads and like summoning demons and shit, and I'm like, you knock your own shit back to summon your inner demon? I'm down with that. I'm gonna play that game. So I was dead set on playing Persona 3, and that's where I started with Shin Megami. So I mean, Persona 3 Portable was the first one I really picked up and just got into heavily. And then that kind of extended to stuff like Nocturne, which I didn't finish. I didn't play it from start to finish.
Shit, the time is now.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so I'm excited for that one. I mean, I know a lot of it through Persona mainly. can't say I have the strongest history with Shin Megami Tensei's whole franchise, but a lot of my friends are familiar with it, and I mean, I've learned a lot through them, just from researching on my own and stuff like that. But it's a great franchise,
So, and what about Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy? You're more familiar with those?
So I'm really more of a I lean more towards Final Fantasy.
Okay, now you're definitely sounding normie. Continue.
And that's okay. Dragon Quest is cool. Dragon Quest 8 was really good on the PS2. That was kind of like the opening one, I know, for a lot of people that really introduced the Dragon Quest. I fell in love with 11. 11 was actually really a really solid experience. But I mean, Final Fantasy was just what was being talked about, with my friend group at the time when I was much younger.
Isn't it? Oh.
So I mean, that's one of the things I fell into, and I played almost every game, at least mainline game.
Shit.
I played a lot of them.
I mean, how hardcore you'd say you'd be into like the lore and everything, or just like the fan base, or even?
Dude, I'm not gonna pretend. I really enjoy the games. I enjoy the series. I pay a little bit of attention to like the wider community space. Some of the YouTube channels. I do pay attention to a lot of like some of the lore, but it's not like anything I can like spew off of the top of my head.
Right. Okay, I got this. So you're more like just very self-knowledgeable, kind of like with me. I am with Resident Evil. Like I don't really know too many YouTubers until now, and most of the stuff is from your own situation.
Right.
We've played.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So you're like a hardcore fan, but not so much like the fan base, whatever. It's purely from what's inside you and what you.
Yeah, dude. I don't let like. I don't know. I'm not a big community-driven person when it comes to like different friends. Like I'll pay attention to the space if they've got some information, but I don't like. I'm not in any like fan
right. You just play the game and you're
anything like that. I mean, the games give you so much context for what's going on, and then you have all these spin-offs and weird, crazy games that they create that like it's like.
We're talking about 3 games too: Megami Tensei, Megami Tensei, Resident Evil, and Final Fantasy, which are very well known for their spin-offs.
Like they do a lot of side material for you to digest, and it becomes a bit too much in some regards. And when it starts to get outside the source material and kind of like start to evolve into its own monster, it can be a bit overwhelming. Final Fantasy and Resident Evil, definitely. But I mean, it is what it is. I just enjoy paying attention to the games themselves more so than
And are you particularly more for turn-based RPG or any kind of RPG, like Deus Ex or Fallout? You can
I mean, once again, the normie answer. I really like Fallout 3. So it like I'm open to anything that gives like an immersive experience that has good gameplay. I don't care if it's turn-based. I don't care if it's action. I know that was like huge contention in the RPG community, like about especially with like what was it, 7 remake.
7 remake. Fallout, even when 3 came out, because originally it was turn-based. Yeah. I mean, just a lot of series in general, like a lot of.
And the thing is like a lot of games when they're transitioning from like that 2D era into like the 3D space, and this goes with every game genre. There's like that awkward period of like, what do they do, what don't they do? And action gameplay is kind of like the end thing right now. I don't know why turn-based has the stigma that it does. I guess people are just impatient. But it's weird because I think a game like Persona 5 really kind of like change people's perception, at least in the modern day, about a turn-based RPG, made in a post 2010 landscape. And I really think that there's room for both. I don't think that there's one style that works better.
So we know for sure, fuck off all for fucking shooters. RPGs are definitely a thing. And what about say subgenres like what like tactical strategy games, simulators, or racers? What about those?
I mean, my experience with I've played so much different stuff over a lifetime. Like it's hard to like narrow down exactly like what I have, and there's things I like and there's things like, but I like tactical. I'm not like I'm not like an RTS guy per se, but I do like where it's like you create a squad and it's your team versus the enemy, like
XCOM.
Stuff like positioning and movement, like the XCOM. I mean, I'm not really like into the series, but gameplay like that I'm fine with. Like Final Fantasy Tactics ish, or like your Fire Emblem stuff like that. I'm totally cool with all that kind of stuff. It just has to be what I want to play. And if
Okay,
it's,
so it wouldn't be too dissimilar. Say some people maybe they're like, oh, I played like this game back in the GameCube or the PS2, or like, oh, I played Carbon. Like you didn't play every Need for Speed, but you had just one that you specifically.
yeah, I liked Gran Turismo, played Need for Speed, Midnight Club, stuff like that. I played other kind of simulation games like I like Animal Crossing. I know that's not really.
Man, who don't like Animal Crossing?
Stuff like that.
Sims.
Sims a little bit. I played a little bit of like Harvest Moon. Tried branching out with things like that. I played platformers. Like I'm not really like a big Mario guy or anything like that, but I really love Mega Man, Mega Man X, Mega Man 0 is probably one of my favorite video games.
That's a hardcore shit right there, bro.
I love, dude. Mega Man 0 is my fucking jam. I played every single one. 100%ed all of those games. I really fucking love that series.
I still haven't beat X5, bro.
I beat X5. Now I can't say I've beaten every Mega Man game, or anything crazy like that. But...
Okay, so good to know you're definitely the 2D, the Chad 2D, Capcom.
Yeah, I mean it's Capcom. Yeah.
I mean I'm a Capcom fanboy. We all know this.
Sonic the Hedgehog is another favorite of mine. I really fell in love with that franchise with like the Adventure series, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, the 2D games are great, but where I started was the 3D. So I know that's another fucking debate over what's fucking good in that space too.
I'm gonna have to agree with the Mega Man community. I think the games are trash.
That is 100%. Mega Man X7 is it's a game, I guess. I don't know. Back to the RPG topic. I don't know if anybody really played it, but Mega Man X Command Mission was a turn-based RPG for Mega Man X, and I was so stoked when I saw that. It's not a good game. It's okay. It's very mediocre at best, but mixing two things I really liked was kind of neat to see that. So.
So what about Ace Combat? You know anything about Ace Combat at least?
Not really. A good friend of mine was really into it back when we were in high school. I think Ace Combat 5 was something that he was really into playing, and I watched him play a bit of that.
What about Armored Core?
Armored Core, I really like Armored Core. It's not something that I've like been with the franchise since the beginning or anything like that. But I love Mecha. Absolutely fucking love it.
Alright, cool. We know that too now.
So it really appealed to me in a huge way, but that game has such a steep fucking look.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I love.
My God, dude. Really steep fucking learning curve. And you know what? It's a lot of information to digest, but it's really cool when you can get into it. I feel like, man, I'm starving for a new. Like,
dude, I am too.
I don't know. From Software,
Fuck Dark Souls. Give me Armored Core.
I mean, you know what?
I don't care what anyone says.
I'm good with both. You know.
No, I'm not.
Miyazaki did state that they were supposed to be doing an Armored Core, that it was being at least talked about, I think, a couple of years ago. So
yeah, they never went through, so I'm pretty pissed about that.
I don't know if it's that they never went. It could be in development for all we know. Fuck. The problem with the game industry is that they announce shit so early. And like way before it's ready, and so you'll get
Mega Man
feeds.
Network. Oh yeah, Mega Man Network God, and I love fighting game base EXE.
Yep, has my I did post.
Yeah.
I did not have it, so you can see. I have a 3-way, so you can. That's an idea.
Okay.
For next time. Again, we're still working on stuff. I'll actually leave it for now.
But Mega Man EXE was also a really fun. I thought that was a really cool stuff.
Okay, I won't go too much on the other games. I mean, as far as like, what do you prefer? Sega, Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation?
Bruh, my personal opinion is like, fuck it. If you like what you like, play what you want.
Alright, fair enough, but I mean, is there one
that I lean towards? I dabble in all of them.
Okay, fair enough. That's good. No, that's good. Like I said, let's not too, because the thing is, I was thinking we need to have a good idea stream. You know what we do? Because wait, did you see the entrance? Did you see the controller and stuff I had on it?
No, I didn't really take a good look.
Take the camera with you, bro.
Oh shit! What is it at the front?
Right here.
Oh, right here.
Right on the corner.
Right here.
So, see, while he goes looks at that chat, you can see this. We need to have a day where we just go and talk about all these stupid games I have.
Stuff at the top.
Oh, yep. Oh, there's even more down here.
Oh shit.
See, so I was like, again, we just wanted a good. Oh, I wanted to do this. Okay, we know you're RPG guy. Shooters can go eat a dick. And then I'm assuming because everyone almost in chat, we always have that one game like, oh, we know about Crash Bandicoot. The generic stereotypical childhood we all have. So we have a baseline as to who this man is. BRB man. Yeah, no problem, dude.
BRB man need to buy something for
So
my
that's good to
mother.
know. So I'm pretty sure if you look at like all these, you're like, oh, yep. Okay, I know this. I know
Yeah,
that.
I mean, like, and you know, being exposed to, obviously where I work, I know a little bit about a lot. You know, I'm not a master of necessarily. I won't call myself a master, but I know a little bit about, which is really kind of.
By the way, I should also mention, I mean, the thing is, like, I always peg you for someone that you, because every time I always mention something, like, you at least know about it or something. Like, nobody knows about Armored Core.
Bro, as I said, I know a little bit about a lot. I'm not a master of anything.
And here's the wild part, just the fact that you know something exists, I'm already like, oh, this man, he's up there, bro. But then again, we have people like me, like, dude, I touch it, I'm like, the time to learn is now. Like, think about it. I'm still technically a Shin Megami noob. Like, I'm playing my first one now. I'm like, dude, I know the whole history about the guy.
Right. It takes you there, and when something's engaging enough to really kind of make you. And the thing about gaming as a hobby, it's a very emotional experience. You get emotionally invested in a lot of these characters' stories, and things like that. You know, you got some people out there that they'll only play one game for, you know, hours and hours on end, and that's cool too. But I like to, you know, get a little bit more variety in what I like to do and what I like to play and what you know, I'm open to all kinds. I'm not like, even though I say like I'm not really into shooters, it doesn't mean I hate the genre.
Yeah, I never do that. Like, because you are pretty good at recommending, and you give, like, because when I give you feedback on Cold War.
I mean, as I said, it's a lot of contextual knowledge about a lot of things with what I do, you know, in terms of, like, I mean, I'm in a GameStop. I'm in an environment where I get a lot of gamers' perspectives on a lot of things, and a lot of people have very strong opinions. And I like to think of myself as a person that can, well, I take in information and I'm able to inform people about things based on the people that I talk to that are passionate about it. Like, if I have a huge Call of Duty fan that I work with, or that comes into the store and we vibe about other shit and we talk, and I ask their opinion on the game, and if I can recommend it to people based on other people's experiences, it is what it is.
True, kind of like a Cold War, right? I even give you a heads up on that.
Right.
Man, it's just great. I don't know, maybe it's that experience too, because it gave off, like, you know, almost like, man, this guy's not knows a lot. Like I say, just speaking of, you want to know? Because I feel like I'm gonna forget. You want to know what game, in my opinion, has a fatter learning curve than even Armored Core?
Go for it.
Resonance of Fate.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, that game.
That game has the fattest learning curve.
Yeah, it's different.
Take it from a guy who plays fighting games competitively, loves Armored Core, probably could play that. He shooters and Resident Evil, genres known for their learning curve. This game, I sat for an hour and went, cool, I know how to move now.
Bro,
now, I didn't know how to play it. I just knew how to. Basically, it's like the equivalent of, like, staring at X and going, I know how to press this button now. That's how fat the learning curve in that game is. I don't know. I'm a masochist, man.
Is Resonance of Fate, not Square, is it?
No, it's, I think, by the guys from Sega Tri-Ace.
Right. Yes. You know what? Another game that I thought has a really lesser known RPG. I mean, I say lesser, it just wasn't that popular. That also has a really crazy learning curve to it, if I remember correctly. The Last Remnant. Did you play that?
My friend Clockwork, he plays that shit.
That fucking game, man. That game is different. A beautiful game, like the environments and stuff like that, but
It looked pretty good.
the big game. I mean, for its time, it was doing some stuff that not a lot of other things were doing. But that game has a weird learning curve with its combat. So another RPG, kind of very awkward. Yeah, there's so much. Like, you got over it.
Dude, and this is actually, I think this is some of my personal favorite ones, actually.
Yeah, because I mean, you are the PS3 aficionado.
Damn straight.
I don't think there's anything PS3 you probably don't know at least a little bit about.
I do have quite. Oh, shit, they got RE2 in there too. Cold War, Street Fighter. What about fighting games? The last one genre I think I'll touch.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, this is your wheelhouse, man.
Right. But this is about you, not me.
So in terms of fighting games, like, I will never say I am good at a fighting game.
Fine.
I won't
Beat
say
my
it.
ass.
Don't lie to these people, man. Don't lie to these people. I mean, you know, I really the first fighting game I really took a liking to when I was much younger, I mean, I had dabbled with stuff like, obviously Marvel vs. Capcom, played a little bit of Street Fighter here and there.
This is perfect.
Samurai Showdown was probably for the PS1. I don't know exactly which one. I don't know all the numbers in that series, but I played quite a bit of that when I was much younger, which was cool. And then I think it was Tekken 4. It was like the first one that I was like, oh, it kind of clicked with. Yeah, it clicked with me, and I was like, holy shit, this is really fucking fun. Of course, Tekken 3 and all that other shit. But Tekken 4 was one that I really took a shine to. I really like the Arc System games. Blaze Blue was kind of like something that kind of eased me into Arc System Works. It was hard to keep up with all the releases for Blaze Blue, honestly, especially when you're a high school kid and you don't have any fucking money, so you just kind of play.
Damn straight.
You just kind of play what you are able to get. So Blaze Blue was really fun. I got into that pretty heavy from a gameplay perspective and just the story. Like, Blaze Blue was doing something with story that I hadn't experienced in a fighting game before. It had like those visual novel elements mixed into it, which was really nice.
The archetypes, the waifus.
Yeah, it had everything. It had everything, and and then that leads me. I'm now starting to transition into Guilty Gear with Guilty Gear Strive coming out. So I did like a deep dive of Guilty Gear history when the beta released. Like, oh my god, this is so good. So I had to kind of get a little bit familiar with the franchise and the characters. So I mean, it's my fighting game history. I like it. The thing is I like fighting games, right? I do have a slight passion for them, but I don't have, or I find myself not to have the time commitment to invest into them. I know Smash Brothers has a Sigma in the community as well, but I also enjoy Smash. That obviously I don't know any casual fighting game fan that probably doesn't have an appreciation Smash in some regard, despite things surrounding the community of Smash. That's a whole nother fucking can of worms.
Yeah, because I was just on a podcast the other day just talking mad smack, but again. Okay.
Right. So, I mean, I have an appreciation of a lot of things, and I feel like I don't have a lot of time for everything. So, if I could spend time to get really good at a fighting game, I'd like to. But it's hard when I enjoy so many other things, and with RPGs being a time-consuming genre enough as it is, you're talking like hundreds of hours that I've spent into some of these games. It's just one of those things like, as much as I'd like to dedicate more time and energy to, I appreciate it from afar. I appreciate it.
Right. I know, I get you. I mean, heck, RPGs took the back burner for me because I prioritized fighting games.
Right. And then life gets in the way, and then there's a whole bunch of other shit. I mean, I also play Yu-Gi-Oh! Semi-competitively. I won't call myself like a big pro or anything. I go to quite a few locals. I've been to some of the bigger tournaments. No major tournament wins, but that's another hobby I'm really passionate about as well. So, split my time a lot between a lot of different. And with fighting games, you have to be down to it.
Yeah.
You got to be married to that, damn it. That's got to be.
Here's the thing: either you have to have some commitment. You don't have to put so much as to be like the whole goal, in my opinion, is to get good, not great. You don't have to be amazing.
Right.
But the other thing is, what really helps, and I think having someone else to play with. Like, I think that makes probably the biggest difference.
That's like because in terms of like games like or competitive or multiplayer games, having a good core friend group or people that you feel comfortable playing with is the most important thing. Because if you have people that drive you to want to play, it really creates a space for you where you're like, fuck, this is I can do this for hours and just hours and hours and hours, because it's what you guys, and you got good strong people to play with, and that's a huge it's a huge thing. Like the fighting game, the wider community of it is a lot of passionate people. I mean, you know more about it than I do, but it's just that from what I've noticed from the few people that I've met that are heavy into it, I haven't met a bad person that's been in the fighting game. I know they're out there, but I think that they have such a passion about what they do, and they're so readily to instill that passion in people to get more people inspired into what they like to do. It's insane. I can say, like, with other genres, other competitive genres, I feel like there's 100%. And it's like they want to talk down to new players, I'm not going to talk out of my ass necessarily, but I feel like with other competitive games, it can it can feel that way. But with fighting games, I feel like the people are like, oh man, dude, I'll be like, yeah, man, I played Tekken 4 when I was like, 10 years old. And they're like, oh man, you played Tekken 4? If you really like that, man, this is, you could take this and you could do this, and like, man, you can get into this game and this game and this game. And it's just like, they're so passionate about getting other people into it, which is really kind of cool. So, I mean, I have mad respect for my fighting game community members out there.
I mean, hey, dude, I was even gonna say shout out to Miss Serrana, the Twitch streamer. I'm in the Discord, and they were talking about just that. Like, she said she specifically stopped playing shooters, and she actually played Rainbow Six a lot.
Right.
And one of the things that just the way the community is, it is like a general conception thing too. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, that's just why I tell people be very careful what kind of line you throw. Because you got to think about it from my perspective too. Like, yeah, I have the FGC, but I've also done with other communities. Like, I've actually messed with them, and I've had that. Like, Armored Core, believe it or not, has a huge gatekeeping problem. They actually have a
but
really huge gatekeeping
it's weird
problem.
because with games with like steep learning curves, it becomes that like get good scrub, which is like why it's like, why do you want, like, don't you want more people to play this series? But you see that with a lot of media that people really get attached to. It's like, if they're there first, they want to be the only ones in that space.
I don't get that.
And it's like, for what purpose? Like, you want to know why we don't have a new Armored Core game? It's because you guys aren't getting more people into it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and even then, it's like, because there's gatekeepers in the FGC, right? And then the thing is, people come in, like say, I think I heard some League players come in, and they're like, whoa, people are like dicks here. It's like, we want you to play the game. Why would we be a dick to you? That shows you, saying, I don't know all communities, right? But that just shows you what kind of stigma a lot of the bigger communities have, that when you go to another fellow big community, you come in with the same mindset, and you probably, let's say you play League, then you make Rainbow Six, you're like, oh, it's the same, play Call of Duty, same. You finally go to the FGC, and you're like, oh, it's going to be the same thing. You're like, wait, what the hell? People are nice.
No, there's people who actually want me to get better, like, and enjoy the games. It's crazy. I think people get so self-absorbed with what they're passionate about and really like, and don't really think about that. You don't have to be the only one that's enjoying it. Also doing it well. And when it comes to competitive games, and obviously it's a competitive mindset. You want to go in wanting to be good or be the best at what you do. But for you to be what you are, other people have to exist, right? It has to be something where you can't just be the only one playing it. There has to be other people that either got you into it, or that you play with, that you enjoy playing it with. So that mentality of like not wanting new people to get into stuff is just kind of crazy to me. Because who knows? Like there's all in one thing I was told. There's always going to be somebody better than you, but no one can work harder than you. So I think being humble is just too important with multiplayer or competitive anything. Just knowing where you come from.
Damn thing. For the fucking. Wait. Is there anything else I was thinking of? Any other? I don't know. What do you think is top as far as personal? We're already almost at the half-hour mark, right? But we can only cover so much about you before, which I know.
Oh
whatever.
man, I mean we're not even really. I don't even feel like we're focused on me. I feel like we're just talking about.
Sure, but that's the thing. Like to us, this is me, right? I'm pretty sure you guys think. I feel like the gaming kind of expresses who you are and what Like, yeah, we're talking about it. It shows you. You may not realize it shows your character.
No, it does. It does. Like what you the genres that you like, the stories that you like, the gameplay, the things that you look for in games is a lot about your personality, which is crazy because you meet so many, even with stuff like single player games, you find yourself meeting a lot of people that you have common ground in. I mean, it's just a good medium, great entertainment medium. I feel like because it has more engaging and investment, I think the gaming community is passionate about what they do. Even more established, like bigger media, like stuff like comic books, I feel like there's so much more engagement with games because you play them.
Right, it's the inherent nature.
Yeah, you play them and you're going through it. It's a journey, it's an experience. Perfect example, fucking Persona 5. When that came out, I was like, this isn't a game, this is a lifestyle. Like this is an experience I lived as Joker for like 2 weeks. So however long I was playing, I was like, this is what I'm doing. So
And you know what? You did a good job of an adaptation for Persona 4 the anime. Like that's how I said like these aren't just Yukiko, Yosuke. Like those are my friends.
right,
Like,
it really makes you feel like that, you know.
man, bro, it'd be like this. I understand that shit. If I made me wanna kill myself, but that's a whole nother question. Not Scramble though, which is where this is from. That game made me wanna resurrect and become a chicken. Oh wait. Okay, so what do you say is probably your favorite fighting game?
Favorite fighting game?
Or not?
Just because of what it did for me, I'd probably say Blaze. The original Blaze Blue, just like, it really made me see a fighting game for more than just,
PPU.
right.
Right, like for me, it was MVC3, and that's because I was a huge Wesker fanboy. And...
Oh, MVC3 was great. I really liked MVC3. I ran a gaming club in college. That was a big hit amongst people, and I knew some guys that were some fucking heavy hitters in that game.
Yeah, motherfuckers be playing. Yo, they don't play with that shit, dude.
Man, good times.
Ooh, by the way, you down for?
Yeah, that's fine.
I only because right now I'm like, this is such a pain. I just want to get Popeyes, and that's it. Alright, good. I mean, I personally love Popeyes.
Popeyes has some pretty damn. Yes, I'm black.
Nah, you know what? I want to bring this up. My teacher said like he never got the stereotypes like watermelon's like, dude, I fucking love water. Or, like chicken, and I said, yeah, like, see, look at him. Like I'm like, what's it like? What does it have to do with anything?
It has nothing to do with nothing.
I mean, what? I mean, see, it's to the point that like that's the thing about stereotypes too. It's I guess mini tangent is that it's in your mind when if you know it's not true, it shouldn't even bother you. Like literally, the chicken one to me, it should not bother a single soul because every white person Mexican can look like chicken's fire as fuck.
Yeah, chicken's.
If anything, we're crazier than they are about it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, chicken is chicken.
Like I've actually met more black people that hate chicken than white people.
I believe it, dude.
I look at them like, I don't even care that you're not human for not liking chicken. The hell's wrong with you? And they look at me like, damn, bro, you sure you're not black? I love chicken.
It is what it is.
I claim BS that it's a black.
I mean, food is food. Food is good. Food is 100%. I don't care who you are. Like, if you like good food, you're okay in life.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, cool. Is there any videos you really, really like? Go out there. Just a quick one for the YouTubers or whatever, and then after that, put a video while I
let me look. Actually,
please like damn straight Kugla. By the way, shout out to Kugla. Joey. What is it?
No, well, I'm just looking. I'm looking at my YouTubers right now. Because of my like fucking
subfeed
affinity for Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm subscribed to a lot.
Oh, I know. Wait, you know that one dude? What's this? The black guys.
You're talking Team APS.
Yes, Team APS.
They're pretty good. It's man, there's so much stuff in here. Simo.
Yep.
Barfa. Mcole40. I pay attention to a lot of those guys. Just
by the way, shout out to Retrobird. There's a good video I wanted to.
I've been on a VTuber stint lately. Forgive me.
VTuber.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of cats.
Hey, no, you good, man. Good. I'm ordering food. That's what I was like. Watch it too. Reaction with you guys as well. Hey, iPhone. I really am obsessed with that. Like, holy crap! Like, I need merchandise in my room. I just really, really like her. Oh my goodness, she's horrible. Like, why? Like, why did you do this to me, Atlas? Why?
They knew exactly what. They knew it.
Kinds of weird. Oh, yo, it's Bobo.
Yes, I know a little bit.
This is another one. How about anime? How much are you as far as into anime?
Okay, that's obviously another sphere that I'm pretty relatively invested in. Personal favorites.
Said, I'm back, man.
My favorite anime of all time is probably Fully. Like I really.
I don't wanna. I personally don't get Fully.
And that's fine. That's fine. Gynax like does such good. My second favorite is Evangelion. I mean, obviously,
God damn it.
I'm a Gynax guy, but
You're like the most generic, like middle of the road anime dude for streaming those two.
well, not really. Like I have like I wouldn't like, dude. No, generic middle of the road is fucking Naruto.
All right, fair enough. But
Like-
you're the second rate, because come on.
But like, I mean, well, I like Evangelion for a lot of the shit and in Fooly Cooly that it goes deeper into. It's not just like a surface level robots go burr, you know, like
No, I feel like there's a good video. I'll send it to you. There's a good video that he says like, "Oh, it's so deep." It's like, dude, this anime's trash. I'm kind of with him on that.
I mean, you know what? Everyone can have their own opinions about things, and that's perfect.
I mean, but again, at least I know you're not just on Naruto or Dragon Ball, like
No.
at real anime, but you're still at like the level that like all the. I don't know. Like I said, there is no hate.
But now the reason why I say those are my favorites isn't because I haven't seen other things or haven't been exposed to it. Those anime meant a lot to me.
Oh, that's
growing
well, again, I'm
up,
not gonna.
you know. Fooly Cooly is like a big coming of age story for an adolescent boy. And like the interesting interplay that's going on there, the animation and visual style is very striking. Nothing else has done anything really too much like that. It was a huge experimental project for them at the time, and I fucking fell in love with the characters, and the environment and everything that was good. And the music for Fooly Cooly, saying, dude, the pillows, like, there's so much cool stuff going on there. Evangelion, Yoshiyuki Sadamoto is the character designer. I like his work in general. Hideki Anno is a director. I think he does really fantastic work.
God damn it! See, even he agrees with you.
Not amazing music by the Pillows.
I hate all of you,
bro. Like it's okay, you know. But the thing I love about it, once again, but with anime and video games, everybody has their own taste, right?
I mean, again, I want to. You guys already know.
Oh, we're fucking around. I'm not.
Right. No. One thing I want to point out, he does the same thing I do, right? Like, whenever I mentioned before, chat, how there's a key thing I say, like, hey, no hate against you or whatever. He does kind of like that, like, oh, from what I've heard from other people, like, sometimes people really need to listen to the keywords. It's, if you listen to those keywords, it's what separates someone who's just genuine and someone who's just being a prick.
Like, it's
that's it.
It's fucked up because like him saying, "Oh man, Evangelion's trash." I don't take any offense to it. Like, I don't fucking care.
The thing is,
but I know he doesn't come. He's not coming at me for liking it.
Right.
Whereas like if he had said that to some people, it'd be like, oh, they would get heated. And it's just like, dude, I know the shit that I like is not for everybody. You know what I mean?
That's the key thing, man. Like, well, I'm not gonna lie, I will get slightly offended if you don't like the iPhone waifu. I kind of don't understand if you don't get it. See, I'm actually, no, I really do love that iPhone waifu. It's kind of like,
he's on a
but at least I'm holding back, like being like, I don't want to kill you immediately.
But like, it's and no disrespect to people that like shit like Naruto. Like, dude, there was a time where that was my shit. Like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, like
Sword Art before the second half of the first season.
See, I'm different on Sword Art. I don't like Sword Art at all.
Fair enough. No, like you get like, see, like you get like everyone's like
fucking, but here's the thing I don't like about Kirito is terrible.
He is.
I like the premise and setup for
Sword
Sword
Art. The premise is god.
But then again, I'm also into isekai trash. It's a guilty pleasure, which is okay.
Same.
So
this is good.
There's so much shit though that I really like. It's too much to name, man. I think everyone who's an anime fan in the States was exposed to a lot of stuff through like Toonami and Adult Swim.
Right.
And that's why I think there's so many like overlapping tastes with a lot of people. Like, yeah, I say Fooly Cooly and Evangelion are some of my favorites. Well, guess where they aired? They aired on fucking Adult Swim. But that was just an influential time period for a lot of people back at that time when they were, you know, doing some really amazing stuff. I don't really keep up with the space anymore. I know that they're still running anime.
It's hard, and that's the thing, right? I guess I can't fawn people too much for being like, oh, favorite RPGs, Final Fantasy. This, it's at the end of the day, things can, because if you like Final Fantasy, there's more than likely something you'll like, or maybe you'll just be into the whole RPG genre or anime. Because again, here's a good example that someone said: fighting games are for everyone, but not every fighting game is for everyone.
Like, it's really interesting. Like, it's almost kind of like nonsensical that people bash the mainstream, right? Because the mainstream is like literally what gets people into looking at the deeper stuff. Like, if you gain an appreciation hypothetically for Final Fantasy, well, guess where that's going to lead you? That's probably going to lead you towards other things. So like, I know people shit on, and obviously the RPG community shits on anyone that says that Final Fantasy VII is their, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
that's like the most common thing everybody says.
But why is that so bad? And if you really think about it, if Final Fantasy VII is what got that person into the fucking genre as a whole, it's probably monumental for them. Like, it did a lot for them in terms of what it established. Does that mean other things out there might not be better? And taste is subjective everywhere. I mean, I know the true Final Fantasy fans say 6 is the greatest thing since underwear. 6 is good. Like, but does that mean just because 6 is good, it has to be my favorite?
Right.
No, it doesn't. Like, I can like 6 and like 15. You can. That doesn't mean you have to.
True.
You know, I don't have to act elitist about it either. So,
I heard 8. I heard 8.
8 is different.
Right,
but that's another. But yeah, the point is that there's a lot of cool stuff out there, and I think that a lot of people need to, you know, you can have your favorites, but also respect other people's opinions on things.
And like I said, so like I understand everyone, you know, Evangelion, this and that. Like, I mean, again, I'm not being it. It's never not Naruto, Dragon Ball, Evangelion, or Code, or
you know,
it's like that. It's like
it's weird because, like, honestly, man, I mean, from the anime conventions and things that I've been to, Evangelion's big in Japan. I don't think it's as big. I feel like, you know, like it's a huge thing. It's a huge deal in Japan.
It's kind of like JoJo's. It's the same thing, right? Like,
Right.
bigger over there than it is.
Right.
Granted,
right.
it's picked up steam.
It has, and I think the Netflix debut introduced a lot of new fans. But I have opinions on that Netflix debut.
But that's why, like, that's the thing when I go to anime conventions. I like showing support to other people who like the less appreciated animes, and they're like, "Oh, you care too?" I'm like, "I'm not as big as a fan, but I'm glad that you're a big fan because I'm tired of hearing the same." And then they agree because, you know, it's like a lot of interaction, even if we may not have the same, but we're both in the subgroup of, "Oh, our anime exists. No one really knows or cares. It's our favorite."
Right.
We keep hearing the same goddamn thing.
Right. I mean, and the thing is like, there's always like a recency bias as well. I think a lot of people remember things that they've seen more recently, more fondly, also. Which is fine. Like, I'm watching a lot of stuff this season. A lot of stuff that it's hard to list everything that you've ever fucking experienced in your life. So,
damn straight.
latching on to the one thing that was the most memorable for you, that usually is your favorite.
It can't be helped, man. Nostalgia is a strong thing.
Nostalgia is super strong. Which is why, you know, so much stuff like Pokemon is like so crazy right now.
You're okay with mild and
Dude,
spicy?
whatever you
Cool.
whatever you
this is the thing the dude said. That, I don't know. It was so randomly put in the Evangelion video, but you got to see this dumb crap, bro.
All right.
Are you sick of watching ethnics minding their own business? God damn it! Get. Introducing.
Wait. Did you hear the beginning?
No. Can you turn it up a little bit more?
Apologies if you can't hear it.
Are you sick of watching ethnics minding their own business? God damn it! Get. Introducing guns.
Guns.
Spit your dip in fear. Get out there and mind someone else's fucking business.
Oh yeah, symbolism, good story. Yeah, you know.
No, that's what you're talking about Evangelion.
Yeah,
symbolism doesn't equal good story.
No, but like, I think that there's a narrative element about Evangelion that, like, you either fucking get it or you just don't care, and that's fine. And that's 100% fine. Symbolism does not equal a good story, but that doesn't mean that I don't personally think it's a bad story. I think a lot of people dislike Evangelion, mainly due to their impressions about Shinji.
I just think it looks ugly.
Well, hey, that's another thing too. I mean, it's just not. It's not for everybody. I know a lot of the community like it because, like, Shinji, a lot of the quote unquote it trying to be too deep and too hard in some instances, but I mean, I like that kind of, like, I like it when stuff has like that other level of narrative. Or see, I'm also an artist. I don't think I really mentioned that, but I'm also I'm also an artist. So, like, a lot of the stuff I appreciate on an artistic level, for like artistic expression wise. So it just is. Was one. I know we've talked about that a couple of times.
Right. About checkers.
Yeah, dude, that's.
Apologies for this being fucking weird. Man, we're good.
Cool. I think that's about everything as far as you and yourself, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Let me pause.
I mean, obviously, if anyone had any other questions.
Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, this is a good time. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions they have? Like Q&A usually say for the end, but I was thinking sometimes because chat likes to ask questions, but you guys are always welcome. But is there any questions you'd like to ask? Good homie here. I need to put your name. See, that's another thing I need to put name tags in here. You know, like yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh right, you were looking.
Here, I'll give you my.
Oh no, you're good. No, I'm not saying for later. Like later.